I want to talk about, though, how to reposition your business collateral. It's just a few simple adjustments in your business model that you can do that can really increase your overall bottom line. I've taught this training 4 times now. And over the past 2 months, I've taught this training, and I've had so many people email me to say that they implemented these things in their business. They're seeing income increase, influence increase, impact increase. And so you're not the first people that I'm trying this training on. And so I want you to take really good notes today. I have a raffle at the end. I always do a raffle at all of my trainings. So I'm giving 2 lucky people access to my new masterclass for absolutely free. It's how to pitch to corporations. I actually did the training yesterday, and it launched yesterday for my course that I am selling. The value of it is $99, but 2 people will get it for absolutely free. All you have to do is join my mailing list, and Michelle will send this information out at bit.ly SILYMI Mondays. You don't have to write that down. Michelle will send it out finish. And then if you review just telling people how amazing this training was, you'll be entered into the raffle. I want you to hold your questions to the end. I want to make sure that I get through all of the information, so write them down. And also, don't get frustrated. This is high level material, and so it's really new for a lot of people. And so I don't want you to get frustrated. I am here to help you, to answer all of your questions, your comments, and your concerns. But I don't want you to get frustrated. I learned that from doing this 4 times. The lady was like, you was giving all this information, it was good, but I didn't have any of that. And so I just got discouraged. I don't want you to get discouraged. I am here to help you. So if you can follow me on social media, I'm really big on social presence and social proof and social influence. And so I have about 100,000 followers on all platforms. Where I choose to hang out mostly is my Instagram and my Twitter, and also my Facebook business page is where I hang out. And you'll understand that lingo as we go further into the training, but you need to figure out, where do you want to live and where do you want to hang out? I live on Facebook and Instagram, but I hang out on Twitter. And so I'll give you more of that information along the training. But if you want to follow me, by all means, I'm trying to get 30,000 followers in the next week. So I've been doing really good, because I was at 22,000 at the beginning of the week, and we're only on Tuesday. So if you can help me with that number, I would appreciate that. Okay, so Meet the Consultant. I'm not going to read it all, but my name is Bianca Robinson. I'm passionate about entrepreneurship, education, project management, and business development. I'm a pitching expert and a corporate trainer. I have my BA in business management with a concentration in strategic management. I have 2 master's degrees. One is in project management. The other one is in supply chain management. I also am a business professor where I teach business operation and project management. I'm here at colleges downtown Chicago. I'm also a business trainer for MasterCard. My company is K&K Consultant. We're a full-fledged operational management firm that work with businesses to develop their business infrastructure needs. Primarily, we work with consultants on how to create a bigger impact, gain back their independence, and increase their influence, which will increase their overall bottom line. I'm in the business of helping clients work smart and profit smarter. And so I develop business models to where you're not serving one person, you're serving multiple people at the same time, and so that you can work less and make more. I don't believe in trading time for money unless it's absolutely necessary. I believe in diversifying business models. And so you can do all of the things that you want to do underneath that one umbrella. And the goal is to sell all of those things to one particular client. And so I teach my clients how to diversify what they do. You don't need multiple businesses. You just need multiple streams of income within one particular business model. I've helped over 10,000 entrepreneurs start, grow, and scale their business in all 50 states and 140 countries, online and offline. If COVID wasn't happening, I'm out of town at least twice a week, flying out to meet with different clients to help them to do the same thing that I'm going to tell you I'm going to do today. So my background, I started off in corporate America. I was a business and project manager of an engineer firm. I figured out there that I wanted to be a project manager. My first day on the job, he kind of stuck me in a corner and made me read this book. And I read this book for an entire week. And I told my mom, like, I'm about to quit. He is sleeping on my skills. He thinks that I'm just about to read this book and sit in a corner. I'm about to quit. I told my mom on Monday I was quitting. Well, on Monday we went to this really big meeting, and he was like, Bianca is in charge. The meeting was for government procurement and compliance. And so that thick book that I was reading all week was the fine print. And so we ended up getting that contract because I read the book for an entire week about compliance. And so that's how I figured out what type of project manager I wanted to be. I like to read the fine prints and make sure that we continue to get the money, but we're also very clear on how we're managing the money. When is the deliverables due? Who else is on the project? The fine print person is the one that is the most important person on the team, because if the fine print isn't interpreted the right way, money is lost, and there is no team. And so that's when I kind of figured out that I wanted to do corporate compliance and be a project manager. I ended up working that job for maybe 2 years, and then I quit just because I was winning all of these contracts. And the goal was every project that I won, I was supposed to get 10% of that contract, but I didn't. And so his lifestyle totally increased and mine was the same. And so I quit. And when I quit, 3 of the corporate clients that I was working with, they ended up finding me on LinkedIn. And so my business has always been with corporate clients and government clients, because when I quit my job, they end up finding me. If you know anything about procurement and government money, most people will tell you that you have to be certified, you have to get your MBE and all of these other certifications. I didn't start off like that. I started off as a sub within a sub. So that means that Bianca didn't win the money, or Susie didn't win the money, but Mike won the money, gave some money to Susie, Susie gave some money to me. So I've always been like a sub within the sub. So I never had a direct relationship with the government, but I've always worked with a client that worked with the government. And so that's how I was able to build my portfolio so fast. A lot of people want to write proposals and bid and be the prime, but it's really hard to be a prime, especially for people that look like us, because they've had these contracts since the 1970s. And so these contracts come out every 5 years, every 10 years. And so they've done a good job the 5 years. When it comes back around, they're going to get that same contract again. So it's very hard for us to be the person that wins these particular projects. However, I politicked my way in for 6 years. 2 years ago, one of the contracts that I was on, they said that they were about to rebid, and if I was to get my certifications, that I can get half of the project. So instead of me getting 10% of the project, now I'm able to get 50% of these particular projects. And so I've been getting government money for my whole 8 years I've been in business. However, I've only been certified for 2 years. So I have all of these certifications: MBE, BEP, WBE. If you're into government procurement, then you know what these do. But these certifications are definitely put you in the running for you to get a different type of money. And so I work with the government, and corporations primarily are my top 2 clients that I work with. If you want to know more information about that, we can talk about that offline, but I just want to be clear about where my money mostly comes from is corporations and government entities. I do specialize in working with professional services, coaches, consultants, lawyers, life coaches, authors, speakers. I do work with those as well, but the bulk of my money comes from working with corporations. Okay, so what services do we provide? I want to talk about that because I get that question a lot. So for small businesses like you, we do project launches. So as a project manager, I'm really big on launching courses, digital launches, like not your physical book launch. It's way more work that goes into that, and the guarantee is not as great. But a digital launch, so your new course, your new masterclass, Facebook groups. We do a lot of Facebook group launches. If you have a Facebook group and you're not active in your Facebook group, it's a lot of money to be made in your Facebook group when you run it like a business. Webinars, master classes. And so a lot of people will just think of a program and just put it out, and then it doesn't do so well because it's a launch that needs to happen. It's processes, systems, and procedures that need to go in place to make the launch. Think of your launch as you're building a house from the ground up. It's a lot that goes into it. You just don't pick the dirt and then the next day the house is built. And so that's what a lot of people think with project launches, but that's why they don't make the type of money that they make. A lot of my clients, we do 5 and 6 figure launches strictly because everything is organized. And so that's one of our main services that we do is project launches. We also do back of house. I'm really big on order systems and operations. So I do a lot of onboarding, offboarding, pricing strategies, pitch strategies, brand strategies, workflow and systems, business development and training. Trainings like this, I do at least 2 or 3 trainings a week. Talking about sales, systems, processes, analytics, procurement, proposals. So I do a lot of trainings, maybe 2 trainings a week. I'm in VIP days. As I told you, I'm out of town a lot. So I'll usually fly out to a client and we will build their entire digital online store or their pitch collateral, or I will build the division of their consulting and coaching business. So those are the things that we do for small businesses. For government procurement, I'm the project manager. Everything that is being built has a project manager on site. My specialty is utility and construction. So I developed the scope. I'm the scope developer. Remember I told you about compliance. I'm all about reading the fine print to make sure that we are able to continue to get the funds, quality control, that's the check and balance, and also team management. As I told you, you can be the prime. Let's just say I'm the prime and I won a $10 million contract. Well, I have to hire people with MBE or WBE certifications to fulfill the need of the project so that I can continue to get the project. Well, I might hire 10 of them. So I'm the person that manages the subs to make sure that the paperwork is in on time, to make sure that if they have any questions, comments, or concerns, that I am present to answer those questions, to make sure that they have their minutes ready for the meeting so that we can turn it into the government so that we can get paid on time. So I am really the person that reads all of the fine print for these particular corporations. Business diversification. I'm all about creating, as I told you, streams of income within your one business model. You don't need 7 businesses. You need one business that does 7 different things, because the goal is to sell all of those services to one person. Just think of the grocery store. When you go into a grocery store, you're not going to a grocery store to buy a car, right? You're not going to the grocery store to get your hair done, but you're going to the grocery store for bread and cereal. All of those things go together. So all of those different aisles at the grocery store are streams of income that make the final total. When the grocery store closes, they Z out the register. So if the grocery store made $1 million today, it was those different aisles of things that were in the store that gave that total. They wasn't selling dinners though and had cleaners and was doing hair to make that up, right? It was all of these different things within this umbrella that made up these funds. So I'm all about creating another division in your business model to increase your cash flow. Business and development training, as we talked about. And then CRM systems, digital footprint, and business forecasting. We have to run our business like a corporation, even if we are a team of 1 or 10. And so I do this for corporations, but I also do it for small businesses. It's maybe 2 or 3 systems and a couple automation tools that you need for your business to run seamlessly so that you don't have to focus on the back end part. All you have to do is kind of work on the marketing and the selling. So we do those things here. Companies I've worked with in the past 2 years. So as I tell you, I'm really big in utilities, municipalities, and municipalities, and universities. So municipalities, all municipalities have money. Whether you live in one little small town, they have government money. And so I manage a lot of their government contracts. So Illinois has almost 1,300. And so I've worked with 108 of those municipalities. These are just some. Chicago Public Schools, they have government money. CTA, government money. Chicago Public Library, government money. City of Chicago was government money. DePaul was government money. Vasita. So Vasita is my CRM system. I'm big on pitching. So I'm either getting corporate money from a corporation or I'm getting procurement money from a government entity. And so Vasita is a corporation. And so I pitch to them for them to be my client. And Gumroad, that's my digital product service. So when you buy a masterclass or an ebook or something like that, it has to be housed on a digital product system. And so Gumroad is that service, but they're also one of my clients too. And so these are just some. I'm really big about receipts, and we'll talk about that, of just knowing what I know and you knowing who it is that I work with to make me more credible. And so I'm really big on like case studies and testimonials and things of that nature. And so these are just some of the companies I've worked with over the past 2 years. So just some fun facts and then we'll get into it. I've had over 30 jobs I was a professional temper when I graduated out of college as undergrad. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And so when I think it was a career day, and one of the companies asked me what I wanted to do, and I told them I didn't know. I just knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. He told me that I could work at the temp agency as a professional temper, and I would work all of these different places, and I would gather all of these different skill sets, and then I can use that in my entrepreneurial journey. And so that's what I did for 5 years. I've worked everywhere. Hospitality, I worked at NASA. I've worked in the hotel industry. I've worked in banking. I've worked in all the Fortune 500 companies. Like I was pretty much at a place every 6 months. And so yeah, I've had over 30 jobs. Another fun fact, I'm scared of bugs, whether they're dead or alive, they get the same respect. I'm terrified. I'm ambidextrous by accident. I'm an original lefty, but then I broke my arm when I was 9, and then my mom made me learn how to write with my right hand. But then she started making me do my homework every day. I used to alternate hands. And so I've been ambidextrous since I was like 9. I went to college at first to be a translator. I wanted to speak Mandarin, Russian, and Spanish. I did that for like a year, and then my mom was like, "You can do that as a little hobby. I need you to go to school for something else." So then I switched my major and went to school for business. Another fun fact, I don't like talking on the phone. I'm a professional texter. I don't like the awkward pause. Like, when you have to get off of the phone and after you finish saying what you have to say, and it's like that. I don't like that. So I'd rather just not talk on the phone at all. I don't like talking on the phone. I got married on the Steve Harvey show. This was 6 years ago. He married 50 couples from around the world. And we were one of those couples. I am a pescatarian, so I only eat seafood. Well, 90% of the time, because I like this turkey bacon at Trader Joe's. It's the pepper turkey bacon. Just trust me, it tastes like pork bacon. So good. It's the best ever. Trust me. I'm a skim reader, so I read maybe 3 books a week. Right now, I read a lot of sales books because I'm a sales trainer. I read a lot of sales books, and so I'm reading right now. People ask me that all the time, like, what are you reading? I'm reading Sell Like Crazy by Sabri Subi, and I'm reading The Mindset of a Sales Warrior. So these are the 2 books that I'm reading. Both books are probably like 400 pages for one and maybe 3 for the other one, but I'll be finished with these by the end of the week because I can read 800 words a minute. I don't eat chocolate. I don't. I love fruit snacks, and I need a lot of tabs open to focus. I know some people that just makes people's skin crawl, but I need a lot of tabs to focus. That's how my mind works. I need to kind of go back to where I was at. So those are just some fun facts about me. So let's get to it. You're in the right place if you want to reposition your business for profit. You want a different type of client. And, that's a typo, I'm sorry. You want to try something different to get different results. This isn't the right place if you want instant gratification. It takes years to build your collateral, like years to build it. However, I'm giving you quick tips on how you can reposition it. If you are coachable, it happens instantly, but I don't want you to get frustrated looking for instant gratification. Also, you're not ready to negotiate, be aggressive, assertive, and stand on your products and services. So I do a lot of trainings for churches, and we're givers. Like, we want to give the shirt off of our back, but I believe that you need to take care of your back first, and everything that's left over you can give to those in need. Like, you can't help other people till you help yourself. I believe that my cup needs to be full. Anything that's left over, I have no problem giving it to you, but I need to take care of my house and my needs first. And so I need you to just be really assertive and aggressive about, this is your price, this is your business, this is how it runs. Even nonprofits need to run their business like a real business in order for them to make money. And so I want you to develop your business sense and your business knowledge. You're not good with deadlines. Q3 right now that we're in right now, it is the most important quarter because it preps you for the most profitable quarter of the year, which is Q4. Q4. So Q3, the information that I give you now, you need to implement this now so that you can be prepared for Q4. Even if you try right now and you fail right now, it's okay. You want to fail fast. You want to do it now, learn the trials and tribulations and what you need to do better, and then go back to the drawing board and then try it again so that you can perfect the blueprint. And you're not ready to do the hard work or invest. Investment doesn't even have to be from a monetary standpoint. It's the human capital. Like if you can't pay someone else to do it, are you willing to work 9 to 5 in your business and then be that other person from 5 to 12 o'clock at night? Like, are you ready to do that based on the goals that you have? And so I want you to really think about, what are you willing to invest into it? A lot of you, I know you still work a 9 to 5. You're going to have to run your side business as if it is a 9 to 5 so that you can make the type of money that you want. If you treat it like a side hustle, it will pay you like a side hustle. And so I need you to develop that discipline so that you can make the type of money that you want to make. Also, if you offend easily, I'm very straight to the point. I want the best for you. I want you to make this money. I want you to win, but I'm a straight shooter. And so if you offend easily, this is probably not the place for you, but I want you to stay here because we're going to get some tough skin tonight so that you can make the money that you want to make in your business, okay? So I don't do a lot of freebies. I believe that people should pay you for your value, but I do 2 freebies a quarter. And so if you go to this website, bit.ly CCC Freebies 1, you can get my 6 freebies that I have out. I do 2 a quarter, so we're on quarter 3. So I have 6 of them. You can get those freebies now. Some are about sales. Some are about developing your serve, sale method. Others are how to develop your online digital store in 10 minutes. The other is how to perfect your elevator pitch. So it's a lot of freebies in there. So if you go here, you'll be able to download my freebies for absolutely free. So this is the agenda. I want you to write an outline, but I'm a real trainer, so I need you to have 1 page per topic. So each page, write 1, know, like, and trust. Flip it, next page, education, collateral. Because you're going to have a lot of notes per page, and I don't want you to bunch them up. You might want to just get you a Bianca notebook since I'm going to be here next week. That might just help you to help me to help us so that you can really be prepared, okay? So I want you to do that. So if you are ready to get into training, can I get some ready in the comments? Ready, we're ready. I'm really interactive in my trainings. I know it's late, but I need you guys to give this millennial some millennial energy. Yes, we're ready. We are prepared. Yes, we're ready. Prepared. Ready. Yes, ready. Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's start over. I want you to be clear. Whoever you was your competition and whoever you started with in business this year, due to COVID, unfortunately, they're no longer in business. Their cash flow is slow. They've stopped. So the person that was killing it this year and was like, yeah, he knew me, a lot of them are not in business. And so it's terrible for them, but it's an advantage for you because now Q3 is kind of like Q1 now. And so I want you to take what you were doing out of the window and think of business as new. This is a brand new way to look at things because even if people know what you do, they've probably forgot. Even if people was like, oh, well, that's too much, or, I'm not ready right now. They're ready now because they don't have other people in their ear because the people that was your competition, they're not there. So this is a good time for you to reintroduce yourself. So I want you to just think about that. This is a really good time for you to reintroduce yourself. So I'm going to give you these 5 types of collateral that I feel you need, that I use, that my clients use, that I've been teaching for the past couple months. So the prerequisites needed to do good business. I'm all about giving you framework first. As a project manager, we need to know the scope of work first and the framework needed to do the scope of work. So I think in order for you to do good business, these are the things that you should have. Your elevator pitch. Like your elevator pitch is one of the most essential tools needed in your business. It will weed out the clientele that you don't want, but it'll absolutely bring you the clientele that you need. I have 3 different pitches depending on who I'm talking to, but your elevator pitch needs to hit who you are, what you do, what problem you solve, and what results will I get from working with you. Who you are, what you do, what problems you solve, and what results will I get from working with you. Yes, I'll tell Michelle to email out the PowerPoint. No problem. So I'll give you my elevator pitch, okay? So my main pitch that I use all the time is, my name is Bianca Shelley Robinson. I'm a global project manager. I'm in the business of aligning strategic opportunities for my clients that will produce profitable results. I'm all about having your bank account reflect your work ethic, but the only way we can do that is by focusing on money generating activities. I strongly believe that if you have the right processes in your business, your productivity will increase. When processes and productivity meet, profit increases as well. So I don't want you to work hard. I want you to work smart. But in order to do that, we have to understand where the money is coming from and what ties the money together. But if I'm speaking to a room full of 9 to 5 people, the fact that I grow and scale businesses, that means absolutely positively nothing to them. So I'll say my name is Bianca Robinson. I'm a business growth strategist. I'm in the business of helping corporate professionals just like you transition into part-time CEOship, because is just my belief, but I strongly believe that full-time entrepreneurship is not for everyone, but part-time is. But it's my job to help you learn how to monetize your gifts and your strengths and your talents. So you have to be clear who you talking to, so what you say can convert. And if you're not clear about who you talking to, just ask, like, hey, I'm trying to survey the room to see, what type of information I'm gonna give you today. So where are the entrepreneurs, right? Who's been in business for this long? Like, whatever your area of expertise is, you need to figure out who's in the room, because that goes with whatever the upsell is that you're selling at the end. Okay. So your elevator pitch, work on that. But it's a freebie in the bundle that I just told you about, series freebie, and with your elevator pitch. So I made sure that I put that in there for you guys. Niches. Is riches in the niches. I want you to say it. It is riches in the niches. It is riches in the niches. You cannot be all over the place and expect money to come into one place. You want to be the thought leader. You want to be the neurologist, not the general physician. You want top dollar. My son, he's had a couple brain surgeries, and so I feel like I am a neurologist because I speak neurology. However, I only see the neurologist when it's something of importance. I see his nurse practitioners all the time, but I only see the neurologist when it is of utmost importance. I see the neurologist when it's time to really get things done. He makes top dollar. So no, he is not doing the scheduling. No, he's not doing regular checkups. He's there for surgery. He makes top dollar. This is his job. This is his area of expertise. This is what his area of genius is. He decided that he wanted to go to school a little bit longer. The neurologist can definitely do the general physician's job, but the general physician cannot do the neurologist's job. The general physician sees everybody. They help everybody, they see everybody, and then based on your symptoms, they give you a referral to go to the neurologist. They make money, but they don't make top dollar. You want to be the thought leader. Every time I think of business development, I should think of you. Every time I want to think about real estate, I should think about you. Well, I can't think that about you if you do real estate, you do hair, you own a cleaners, and you own a daycare too. And I think this is where people get really offended. But I think we think that it sounds so good that we have 7 different businesses, but it doesn't. You can't manage one, let alone 7 of them. So we invest all of our time and energy in all of these different buckets, but no bucket is making real money because we spread ourselves thin. But if you just focus on your focus and focus on one business and put your eggs in this business, when you want to start something, it'll be easier to do, because now you have a brand. People know what you sell. People know what you do. People know your products from the other one. You know the people that you need now because you've used them in your one business. So when you decide to open something else up, it kind of flows. And so I want you to just focus on one thing and just give that one thing it. And I'm a silent investor in a lot of different things, but I'm not saying that that's what I do. I just invest my money there and get a check there, but that's not my business. I just invested, but I think we have to own it, and we don't. Number 3, you need to understand your business model. I'm very clear on what I'm not going to do and what I am going to do. I used to do regular traditional coaching and consulting where I was on the phone 10 hours a day, where I was working with clients all of the time. And it was just trickling down into just my marriage, me being a mom, me being my a daughter to my mom. Like, it was just, even though I was making money, I just wasn't happy because I decided to create this business for freedom. However, I was always tied to the phone and tied to the computer. And so I wanted to make the money, but I just didn't want to work that hard to make it. And so I switched my business model to where I am now, instead of being 80% service and 20% products, I flipped it to where now it's 80% products and 20% services. So I'm very picky and very specific on who I decide to work with from a service perspective. But I trainings all the time, master classes, webinars, program courses. I do a lot of projects. So no, I'm not working with nobody for 3 to 6 months, but I'm definitely project based. So we can work on this project for 3 weeks and then we can work on something else. And so I'm very clear about, I don't mind doing the work, but I'm not doing a lot of work. And I'm not giving all of my time to do it. So I'm very clear about what time I'm going to put into it to get the type of value that I want. That's why I switched my business model to having just corporate clients and procurement clients, because those contracts are longer and I don't have to do as much work because I have a team that helps me with those things. Number 4, you want to understand your competition. A lot of people have this notion that they're their only competition, but you're thinking that you're your only competition. You're not even in the game. Like, people that do real business understands that it's somebody that do exactly what it is that they do. The goal is to line up your competition. So I give the example all the time that the Four Seasons is not in competition with Motel 8 or the Holiday Inn. If you stay at the Four Seasons, Motel 8 is not on your radar. They're not competition. Even though they are both hotel brands, they're not competition. They don't get the same people. But the Four Seasons, the Waldorf, the Ritz-Carlton, they're definitely competition. Those are the same people that stay there. Sprint is not checking for Boost Mobile, right? But they're definitely checking for Verizon and AT&T. Apple is not checking for HP, but they're definitely checking for Samsung. If you don't have an iPhone, you have an Android. And so you have to know who's your competition. I tell the story all the time where when my first business was bookkeeping. And so I went to a QuickBooks convention, and QuickBooks competition is Peachtree. And so Peachtree was at this QuickBooks conference. It was $1,500 to go to this conference. It was at least 30 Peachtree people at this particular conference. And so I'm like, well, why are you at a QuickBooks conference? They said the best way to get ahead of your competition is to do business with your competition. And so I learned that 6 years ago. So if you don't know who your competition is, you're not even in the running. They were at the conference. They left halfway in to go back to their office to figure out what was the next plan. So you need to figure out who is your competition so that you can spend money with them. I promise you, people that work at the Ritz-Carlton are staying at the Four Seasons to see what are the amenities, what are the questions that they ask. When they check out, what does the questionnaire look like? What's the lotion in the bathroom? Like, who did they order their chairs from? What are they serving during breakfast? What type of liquor do they have in there? What's top shelf? What's bottom shelf? What music do they play in the lounge? Like, they're doing their research and development. And it makes it much easier when you know who your competition is. And then you spend time with them and spend money with them just to see, like, oh, my workbook is better. My product is better. Oh, I need to put some work into it, because you want the same type of clients. So you need to make sure that you are doing business with your competition. You can also do an analysis too. You know how when you was in school and you used to call people and say, oh my God, I really want to be a lawyer. And I just really want 5 minutes of your time to do an informational interview because I really want to work with you. It's people all the time that buy your products and services and they have that same mentality. It's people that come to your trainings. It's people that come to your ministry. They just want to see what's going on. They're doing their research and development. You need to follow suit and do the exact same thing. You're working hard when you can work really smart. It's a fee that you have to pay, but it will be worth it in the end. Also, understanding your value proposition. What sets you aside from the people that do what it is that you do? And so my value proposition is I have a very acute knowledge of all facets of business, but I'm very niche specific in the money part. What streams of income can we make to overall grow your bottom line? I could do all things in business from develop the business, build the business, grow the business, scale the business, sell the business, do a merger and acquisition for the business. I could do all facets of that. But what I am, my value proposition, what I focus on the most, what's my niche within the niche is focusing on money generating activities for the business. If I could show you where this money is, your business will be more valuable. You will have more money, which means you have the money to pay me. All businesses want money. We are in business to solve someone's problem, whether you buying a $5,000 bag or a $20 pair of shoes. We are all in business to solve someone's problem. And so the goal is to figure out what's your value proposition so that you can be very clear about the client that you want, so you can kind of solve that client's problem. So this is just a prerequisite. I knew like, oh, it's a lot. Have I lost you? I want to make sure you're here. Don't leave. I want to make sure you're here. We okay? Can I go to the next one? I know this is a lot of information. I don't want you to leave me. Don't leave me. Stay with me. Okay. So know, like, and trust. I know a lot of you are like, oh my God, I don't like that Facebook. Oh, I'm not getting on Instagram. Oh, I'm not doing Twitter. Social media is the way we do business now. It's a billion users on social media, and they're active every single day. Social media is a way that you can hit multiple people, and it's free too, right? So you want to figure out how you can build the brand and then build the business. A lot of people don't understand what this means, so I'm going to elaborate. If you always have on a fly suit, that is your brand. You are the man in the fly suits. That is what you represent. Every time I see you, I know you're gonna be shocked. Like that is your brand. If you're always the girl with the different color hair and the stylish glasses, like that is your brand. That's what people know you for. If you're the girl that always has on neutral, I always have on neutral colors. So if you're the girl that always have on neutral colors, like that is your brand. People like to attach similarities and things that you repetitively do to be like, oh, that's the way. Like, oh, it's the Michelle. That's Mike's suits. Like Mike got his own suit line. Even though he's wearing other people's suits, it looked like he designed it the way he put it together. Like that is your brand. People like it. People know it. People buy into it. People look forward to seeing it. Like you are a brand. Well, when you decide to say, you know what, people know me, I have a good reputation, let me go ahead and now make my own skincare line. People will easily buy it because they like the brand of you as a person. We buy from people that we know, that we like, and that we trust. So if you build the brand and be consistent with what you want people to see you as, then that's why the Kardashians, people don't like them, but they're a billion-dollar brand because they were a brand first. They didn't sell anything. We just liked them. We just followed them. We just liked what they look like. They were just fascinating. They built the brand first. And then Chris, their mom, was like, oh, you need to get a shoe line. You need to get a makeup line. You need to go ahead and get you an app. You need to go ahead and do makeup. Like she attached businesses with it. So anything that they sell, we would buy because we bought into the brand. So you want to think about your brand identity. Like, I like a certain type of soap. I like a certain type of lotion. I don't really care if anything else is on sale. Like I have brand identity with this. I don't care what the price is. I don't care if it goes up. I'm going to figure out how to get the money to be able to pay for this. You want people to think the same way about you. I don't care what she buying, what she's selling, I'm going to buy it. That's brand identity. You have to build the brand so that you can build the business. It's really easy to build a business when you have a brand, when you have a following, when you have people that's checking for you. It makes it cohesive. A lot of people like to hustle in silence. Like, I don't want to show anybody what's going on until it comes out because they're going to steal my idea. If you ain't executed it yet, it's not yours. Like, if you haven't put it out yet, it's not yours. It's just the idea that you have in a notebook, but you haven't executed anything. Like, a lot of people are notebook junkies. We write down our whole life. You got 30 notebooks and you have not executed anything in those notebooks. But then when Susie and Sally come out with it, you like, dang, they stole my idea. No, you didn't execute it, right? And so hustling and silent will hurt you more than it'll help you. We don't like surprises. Like, don't just pop up and be like, hey, I wrote a book. Can you buy it? No, because now you're excited about it. but you've been new about it. We don't like surprises. Bring us with you along the journey. That's when social media comes into play to sell your product and service. You say today, hey, I'm thinking about writing a book, you guys. You know, I've been through a lot. I think it's my book. They're going to say, yes, you should get it. It's going to be a bestseller. Like, yes, if you need help, let me know. Yes, I know somebody that made the cover. Yes, my sister is an editor. She can help you. Then the next day, you're going to post a picture of your notebook and your pen, and you're going to say, hey, I'm starting on the first chapter today, you guys. Like, I'm really excited about it. They're going to say, we praying for you. We got you. It's okay. You can soft sell us the entire time. I like this. You know, I had a long day today, but I'm going to stick it out and write another chapter on the book. You can do it. Like, you got it. You finish a chapter. Hey, you guys, I need somebody to read my chapter. You got 30 people that have read the chapter for you. Now you can get those 30 people to leave a review for you, and the book ain't even done yet, right? You hustling in silence will hurt you way more than it will help you. We're nosy. Like, and I know a lot of you don't like social media, but yes, you're building a brand. I want to know what you ate. I want to know your favorite cereal. I want to know about your kids going to swim class. I want to know where you got your hair done at. I want to know why you don't like that hairstyle. I want to know where you got that tie from. I want to know where you got the tires from that was on sale. I want to know what you're going to eat for lunch, what you put in your smoothie, what you working out in. Where did you get that water back from? Where did you get that pen from? I like it. We're building a brand. People buy from people that they see themselves in. We don't buy from the mysterious. Like, why are you so secretive? Like, why we can't know? And then at the end of the day, you want us to buy it too. You need to show us what you want us to buy into. I'm not saying on social media tell all your business, but tell us all the business of what you want us to buy into. Like, one of my clients, she's a relationship coach. If you telling me that you're a relationship coach and you're gonna help me with my marriage, it shouldn't be no questions that are off limits, because you said that this is what you do. I'm not asking you about your kids, I'm not asking you about your finances, but if you're telling me that you are a relationship coach and you can help me do X, Y, and Z, I should be able to ask you about X, Y, and Z. It shouldn't be, oh, that's none of your business. Like, oh, that's a secret, but you want me to buy your relationship book? Like, how does that make sense? Right? You show people what you want them to buy into. We buy from people that we know and that we like and that we trust. You have to social say old school marketing, it definitely works. But this new way that we do business, about a year 2030, everything will be digital. Like, books will be digital. You won't be able to get a hard copy from it. Like, everything will be digital. Like, everything. We're on a digital platform right now. Like, everything will be digital. So you need to get into it. Social media is the new wave. Social media is how you can hit 100 people on a free account and you don't have to spend any money. Like, people are getting, one of my clients just got $130,000 job from a tech company as a contract, not as a job. This is one of her clients because she does social media really, really well. $130,000 contract to do a corporation's social media. Social media is the new wave, and so you need to jump on it. Like, that know, like, and trust will definitely help your business skyrocket. And so figure out how you can build the know, like, and trust. Go back to the drawing board. Reintroduce yourself to us. Hey, you know, I was doing this last year, but, you know, I just want to reintroduce myself to you to let you know what I do. Hey, I'm working on this. Hey, I have a, how do you expect for us to buy it if you don't tell us? And a lot of you think that it's bragging. Oh, I have to be so humble. Like, I think that has really dimmed a lot of people light. Like, if I don't tell you, how you gonna know I'm doing? Like, I am great. I am good at what I do. Like, why me being great and me being knowing all of the stuff that I do in excellence, how is that putting you down or making you feel that I'm talking down on you because I'm good at what I do? Like, I think that you have to be unapologetic about you, your business, what you have to offer, and what you bring to the table. That's your value proposition. That's what sets you aside from other people. And so I think that you really need to figure out how you can reposition yourself, because the more we know, the more we like you, the more we trust you, the more money you will make. Education collateral, right? Diversifying your smarts. Remember, I talked about where you live and where you hang out. I am really big. I do trainings all the time. I built my business from going live. Like, when my son was sick, he was born in 2017. So 2017 to 2018, we were in and out of the hospital. And so I couldn't be consistent with anything in my business because my schedule was chaotic. But I decided to go live every single day, rain, hail, sleet, or snow, no matter what happened. I went live every single day on social media, every day, because that was the one thing that I can be consistent with, and I can give it 1 hour a day. Well, I built my business so fast from going live because people saw me every day. I was giving tips and tricks and resources and all of that. And so that's the one thing that I decided to do. And that's the one thing that built my business. So where do you live? I live on Facebook and Instagram. That's where I live. That's where all of my trainings, that's where most of my reviews are. Like, I live there. If you knock on my door, I will be there. That's where I live. Where I hang out is Twitter, is YouTube. I do work one time. I'm all about diversification. I'll do something one time and then share it 100 different places. So my content I put on Facebook, but I'm gonna take that same thing that I put on Facebook and I'm put it on Twitter. I'm gonna take that same thing that I put on Facebook, I'm gonna put it on my YouTube. And I'm gonna take that same thing that I put on Facebook, I'm gonna put it on my YouTube. That same thing that I put on Facebook, I'm gonna chop it up and I'm gonna put it in a blog. That same thing that I put on Facebook, I'm going to go ahead and chop it up now and make marketing materials. That same thing that I put on Facebook, if I don't want to do it, I could take it down, make a worksheet and sell it as a digital product. And so if you was not like right now, if you was not live for this training, you don't know what happened. So I'm going to take it down. And remember, I told you to send me those reviews. You're going to see all of these reviews about, oh my God, Bianca was great. Oh my God, her training was amazing. You're going to be like, dang, I missed it. I need it. No worries. It's $99. Here's the link for it, and here's the worksheet for it. So this same training, I could take the same training and I could repurpose it. I could take the same training and I could transcribe it and make it into a workbook. I could take the same training and I could transcribe it and I could put it on my podcast. This same training, I could take it and I could use it to submit it for a speaking engagement. This same training, right? So where will you own your information? So you don't own social media. Instagram have glitches every day. Facebook have glitches every day. So all of the followers and all of the people that you have, if it blew up today, you would have nothing. So you have to take where you are active and put them on a place that you can monetize. The things that you own is your mailing list. So you need to take those, just like I told you, hey, I have a free training. Just click this link and get this free training. I'm taking you from this platform and I'm putting you on my list so that I can get your email address. So if Facebook blew up, I have your email address so I can continue to sell to you in the future. So we don't need Facebook. We about to sell on this list. You don't need Facebook to get these tips and tricks. We about to sell on this particular list. So you need to have a lead magnet to take people from one place that you cannot monetize to a place where you can monetize. And so that would be your email list. You own your email list, you own your blog, and you own your website. So those are the three things that you own. You don't own Facebook, Instagram, you don't own any of those. And so if they were just decide when you wake up in the morning that they were gone, all the work that you put in to get all of those followers and get all of those people, they're gone. And now if they go down and it erase all of your followers and it comes back up on Thursday, you have to start from scratch. Well, I'm okay if I'm not okay. Please, God, don't let that. But if it did happen, I have 7,000 people on my mailing list. So I can say, hey, y'all, Instagram canceled us. But don't worry, we're going to do the training on Zoom. Don't worry, we're going to do the training on free conference call. No worries, I'm just going to live stream this through YouTube, right? So even if I was selling something, I could say, hey, don't worry, I could go ahead and send you that link and so you can buy it on another site. And so you want to take your collateral, which are those followers. Yes, they are following you. However, they didn't tell you that you can sell to them. On Instagram and all of these social platforms, yes, they said you can follow them, but they didn't say that you can sell to them. But if you give me your email address and I give you this freebie, in my next email say, hey, I'm glad you got that freebie, but I'm gonna put you on my emailing list so I can give you tips and tricks and discounts on other things. If that's not what you want, unsubscribe now. But if you stay, I'm giving you all the tips and all the tricks and all of the sales. So you can use MailChimp. MailChimp is free. I use ConvertKit. It's set up for people that want to make money during email marketing. So I use ConvertKit. I can see that you clicked it and you did not pay. I can see that you were on the third page and then you logged off. So I can say, hey, Brittany, I see that, you was on the sales page and you did not buy, do you want to hop on a 15-minute call so I can answer your questions, comments, and concerns? So it's set up for people that want to sell. Also, you have to figure out, where will you give back? I know we like to give, but you can't pick and choose and tell me what you want me to give. You can't go to McDonald's and say, hey, you need to just go ahead and give me this burger. But in businesses for small businesses, people feel like, oh, well, you should be a giver and you should just go ahead and give me that trainer, or you should go ahead and give me this product. No, I'm very clear on where I want to give. I am a giver, but you can't pick and choose and tell me what I should give and where I should give it at. That's not your job. So I'm very clear about my gifts. I got 2 free trainings a quarter. Here you go, right here. Anything outside of this is a fee. But I make sure that I'm very clear about my give. So when people say like, hey, you need to go ahead and give, I do. If you go to bit.ly CCC Freebies 1, you can get all of my free stuff that I've done this year. If you go to my YouTube channel, you can see all of my free trainings. If you go to my Facebook business page, you can see all of my free stuff. Here you go. I have a free resource library. For those people that feel like, hey, it should be free, it is. Some of it is right here, right? So you need to figure out what you want to give, your education collateral. Also, your education collateral is what sets you apart from people that do exactly what it is that you do. They're not giving trainings and tips and tricks and learning how to nurture these people to turn them into paying clients. They're not doing that, right? So that would be a good place for you to do it. And also go back to basics. Go in the book and say, hey, chapter 1 talks about sales, and I talk about sales all of the time. And per what Sabri wrote, I agree with that. Use other people's education collateral to make you the thought leader. So you might be really big into mental health. Oprah just came out with an article a couple weeks ago about mental health and what she's doing to better her mental health as she ages. That's a great article. Oprah is very credible. She's a billionaire. We believe her. It makes sense. So you can say, hey, Oprah wrote an article that talked about boom, boom, boom. I totally agree with that. I use these principles all the time in my business. Refer to boom, boom, boom. If you want more information, go to my mailing list at blah, 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 blah to read the article that I wrote. Use other people's position to validate your message, right? Oprah, whoever is the top person in your industry, use what they say, put it in how it makes sense for what you say. And even if you don't, one of my friends, she does finance and she doesn't agree with a lot of those finance gurus that are out here. So she'll say like, hey, I don't agree with Susie Orman about what she said about blah, blah, blah. She's setting you up for failure because that's not what we as Black people, that's not something that we have access to. However, I agree with blah, 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 blah. So now you're like, well, let me go see what Susie Orman said. Oh yeah, that don't make sense, right? So that gives her more credibility too. So you don't have to agree, right? But you're using that person's position to make you more of a thought leader in your industry. And so you can do that as well. But also, if you paid for your education and you went to school and you didn't graduate from Google University, let us know that. Hey, I learned this when I got my degree and when I got my doctorate. And so this is not my first rodeo. I didn't Google this. However, I got degrees and I went to Google University. So I'm okay with mixing this book and this Google University together. But you need to figure out what's going to make you a thought leader in your industry. We pay people of authority. We pay people who are an expert in a particular industry. So your education collateral, your videos, your articles, your books, your blogs, the stuff that you share, it puts you ahead of your competition because they're not putting out that stuff. They're not even consistent with it too. You have to figure out your consistency pattern. So if you say I email every Monday and Wednesday, you need to email every Monday and every Wednesday. You can't get people to follow and then you fall off. So I'm really big about batching. And we'll talk about this in my next slide. I'm really big about batching. I'm really good about saying, you know what? These 3 months, I'm going to be consistent with that. So I already know what I'm going to be consistent with in Q4. So we're batching that content now. We're coming up with that now. Like Q4, I'm going to be very consistent with my YouTube channel. We put out 2 videos a week. Well, I've already recorded 12 videos already. So now we're editing them. Now we're scheduling them. And so when it comes out on October 1st, I don't have to worry about putting the videos together. All I have to worry about is just marketing it. So you always want to be a quarter ahead about what you want to be consistent with because life will happen, but we don't care. Like we're very selfish. If you said that this what you do is going to do, show up. And you got to remember, you're not the only people that do what you do. So when life happens to you and you fall off, it's somebody just right there waiting to pick it up. So I plan my consistency and I plan when life happens. Like life might happen, so let me schedule this. So even if I say I'm going live on Friday and life happens and I can't, boom, I got a video already. Hey, I can't go live at 1:00, but I got a video for you. No one's never seen it before. Let me go ahead and email them this video. We'll do Q&A tomorrow. I'm very consistent with what I want to be consistent with. Products and service collateral. So The Founder, I don't know if you watched it, but The Founder is one of my favorite movies. It's about how Ray Kroc took over McDonald's. But in the beginning, it shows that when McDonald's first started, they had over 50 things on the menu and none of them were selling. The top 3 things that was selling was burgers, fries, Cokes, and shakes. So they took all of that stuff off the menu and they focused on these main things. Their main was burgers. Their sides was fries. The other one was ice cream milkshakes. So you need to figure out what is your main. A lot of you have products and or services, but they do not sell because you're not clear about what's your main thing. We don't like stuff that's all over the place. Remember, if you give us too many choices, we don't buy. Just like when you go to the restaurant, you stick to kind of your top 2 things because you're like, I don't want to try that. That looks too complicated. If they mess up my order, I'm not going to eat the food, so I'm not messing up my money. You're very clear about your order of operation. So you need to figure out what is your main thing in your business. My main thing in my business is launches. It's the main thing that we do. We do program launches, product launches, and we build different streams of income in other people's business model. That's our main thing. But if you need help with your elevator pitch, we can do that. If you need help with a pitch proposal, we can do that. If you need help with a sales strategy, we can do that. But that's not what we're marketing. When you look at our marketing material, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the main thing, what we want to be known for, what we are as an expert in our industry. You can also put seasonal stuff out. Just like when you go, I like Panera, and so right now they have the Fiji apple chicken salad, but they also have this dressing that I like. Oh, and they have this summer corn chowder at Panera Bread. It's only seasonal. It's not on the menu all the time. So since it's seasonal, I buy it more now because I know it won't be there. You can have seasonal items and seasonal programs and services that you do. We run a challenge and different program every single month. We just got done with money generating activities. That only comes in June and November. Now we're on this 5K glow up program where if you don't make $5,000 a month consistently in your business, that program is for you. But we only do that program in July and in December, right? So it's seasonal things that you can do where you like it, but you don't have to do it all year round. And also you want to make a product, a service. You cannot service everybody, nor should you want to. You should want your time. That's why you became an entrepreneur in business, so that you can gain your time back. So if someone can't afford to work with you from a service level, no worries. You can buy this product and DIY it yourself. So you're still getting you're still getting money, but now this one just doesn't require your time. Like I have a whole course to teach you about pitching. If you can afford me to help you with your pitch one-on-one, no worries. I have a program right here that'll walk you through it from A to Z. It's self-paced. You can do it when you feel like it. You get lifetime access to it. So I get the same client, but now it's just a different type of money based on their budget. So you want to make a product for your service, right? Make a product for, and it could be just the main one that you have, right? We do launches. Well, we have a program to show you how to do a launch if you can't afford for us to do a launch. So just make a product for your service. And then you can sell the product in volumes. You don't have to be there. You don't have to be present when they do it. It's evergreen. You did it once, you make money on it multiple times. But when it's a service, you have to show up, you have to plan for it, you have to be there. Well, that's a different type of fee. Like, so you want to do it accordingly. Just because people want to work with you don't mean you have to give them access to it. They, based on their budget, you can pick and choose how they want to work with you. This is the last slide, I think. I got 2 more. I know we over. Just let me finish my last 2 slides and then we can go. Marketing, branding, collateral. Pick a focus a quarter, as I told you. Pick a marketing strategy each quarter and focus on a paid one. So an example of that. I might say, hey, for third quarter, I'm really focusing on building my email list and being active with my email list. So my free initiative is I do trainings every single Friday to bring people to take from social media, a place that I cannot capitalize on, and I put them on my list so that they come to a free training so that I can upsell them at the end. That's a free strategy. But now let me run an ad with it. Let me pay for page ads. And so page ads is, it might be a person on Instagram that has 50,000 followers. So in order for you to put your product in or service on their page, it might be $50 for 24 hours to put it on their page. So I buy a lot of page ads. I haven't gotten to a lot of like the Facebook and Instagram ads. I don't see a really good return on that, but maybe because I'm just not good at it. But I follow a lot of people that have really high influence. So if they are endorsing me and vouching for me and my product and a service, and it's only $50, $100, some pages selling for $3,000, $5,000, but people sell their page. And so I buy a lot of page ads. So if I'm trying to bring people to a free training, I'm going to say like, hey, my marketing budget is $300 for me to buy a page ad from 4 different pages. Well, now I'm moving those people that I'm doing a free training, but I'm now moving people that are not in my network, that I don't have relationships with, to now come over here. So that's what I mean by your free marketing effort. My free marketing effort is I'm doing free trainings. My paid one is, let me put some money behind it to tap into somebody else's audience and somebody else's expertise so that I can take some of their people to come over here. Because new people excites old people. New people excite your old people. Your old people are tired of the products and services that you offer. They've heard it a million times. But when you get fresh new people, they have shiny object syndrome. So they're like, oh my God, I didn't know you had all this. Your old people gonna be like, I've been about that. Like, why are you coming over here? She been doing that. I've been her client for forever. So now the new people are like, oh, I'm very interested. So you mix your old people with your new people to get your old people back excited to buy back into you, and then get the new people to buy into you. Refresh the brand. So I'm all about refreshing my brand. Every year I do a facelift, but every quarter I spend about $300 remixing it. So maybe you have your website done. Just redo the homepage. Maybe you have a business card. Make them in a color. Maybe you have a logo. Put a different accent color. Our colors are burgundy, blue, and mustard. Well, now our focus now is burgundy. So instead of my business cards being blue, now they're burgundy. Also, you want to always be.
She's still talking.
Can I have something to drink? Yeah. You also want to be in brand. Like you want to always be in brand. So when you do trainings and workshops and things of that nature, like I'm doing a training for you, my colors is burgundy. So I am always in brand. And so you can do a real remix on your business and your brand for less than $300. Change your header, change your font, redo your business card, change your email headers. Like you can do a lot of those things to remix your brand. And the last one. Testimonials. This is my favorite one. I'm really big about having receipts in multiple places. So what if people are always on Google? Then you need receipts on Google to say how great you was. What if people are always You're not on mute. Mute your phone.
You muted.
Okay, so the case studies, and you want to also be able to get the testimonials that you need to be able to reposition yourself in front of other people so that you can be able to get them to do business with you. But they said my time is up, so I'll answer your questions if you have any questions. Okay, so that was my last slide.
No questions, Bianca, but very good, very informative. I've been looking at different ways to, how you can start a business and things like that. So you were extremely informative. So I appreciate it. Very detailed, and I can tell that you're passionate about what you do. So thank you for that.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I'll be back next week. Any more questions? Okay, so since no one have any questions, I will be back next week to answer any questions, comments, or concerns that you have. I'll make my presentation shorter, so that we can answer questions in the beginning. And then I'll just do a 30-minute presentation to answer your questions, the first 30 minutes.
You did an amazing job. It was
Great presentation, VB.
I learned a lot, and I'm sure everyone else seeing on the chat, everyone really enjoyed it. And I think we feel more empowered now to either start a business or to appreciate those that do have businesses. Just fantastic. So we look forward to seeing everybody next week.
Geology may increase your risk of thrush.
Somebody,
Osteoporosis.
you're
Tell
coming
your
through
doctor,
real
worsen
strong.
breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or
Take your COPD medicine is. And we're going to close out in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for tonight. Thank you for Bianca and all the gifts that you've given her. God, we pray for everyone to have gained so much from this, God, and we pray that businesses will flourish as a result of tonight. And Father, we give you all the glory and honor in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Love you all. See you all next week.
See you next week, you guys.
Amen. Good job, Bianca. Really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bianca.